Hello, and welcome to the School of Nerdcraft and Dungeonry. I am your headmaster, Magic Sheeb, and this is Magic Academy.
I message Marcella and I say, I don't know if we should tell her.
And in a fit of utter annoyance, Marcella's going to say, hell no, do you see who's up there? We turn around. So maybe everybody had best turn around and look at Aloysia right now.
You notice
Or
at this
do
point,
not.
next to
Oh!
Aloysia, the rivals standing beside them.
I was zoomed in too far.
Hello, and welcome to the recap for episode 8. Today we're going to go over what happened. Episode 8 began in Betrayer's Rise, where they were faced with a giant image of a stone man with irons hanging from his body, his arm, out of his face, and 3 pustules hanging above 3 different arms, and a curse that was in the form of a triangle at the bottom. One of our characters, Peter, had gone into the circle, stepped their toe in, and had gotten received from the curse a urge to attack everyone. So they went over and they attacked Aloysia, smacked him right in the shoulder or face, depending on who you ask, and that was the start of our adventure. From there, a lot of our characters started throwing Eldritch Blast, arrows, anything they could throw at the pustules to make them pop. As they did, the room around came alive. They saw as fire started to go around. In the meantime, while the players were attacking these pustules to have them burst, they were also exploring some of the rooms to make sure they had an escape route in case the statue came to life. So Damaros, Leaf, and Peter, after Peter recovered, started running around looking for different ways to escape should the worst come to worst. They explored a little stairwell, they saw a hallway and a third hallway, but didn't travel too far to have things get out of hand. Shortly after that, they popped the third pustule, which had the entire room come to life, and the door in the center decided to open up. In a cautious manner, Marcella sent in a druid form, a creature that they summoned into the center of the chest, and was able to find that it seemed to go on forever, and they weren't able to find anything. Intrigued by the curiosity, they all went into the chest and started to descend into the prayer site of Exandria. There, they saw a beautiful crystal room filled with crystals all around, all along the tops, and in the middle, a center crystal altar, wherein which they decided to place the amulet after kind of making their way down there a few stumbles. Upon placing the amulet that was growing warm and tugging towards the altar, they found that the vision of Alexian came to fruition, and they saw images of his life and things that were happening to him, and learning more about who this character was, as well as getting to ask a few questions. They started asking who he was, what he wanted, and learning a little bit more about Alexian. When they came out of the vision, passed out as usual, they were shocked to find Aloysia up on the top of the ridge as they were in the crater with the altar. Shortly after, they were able to see the rival standing next to Aloysia, and Peter, reaching back, saw that the amulet was gone and replaced with gold instead. In a fit of fury, all of the characters charged towards Aloysia, wherein which a battle ensued, and the rivals showed their cards as they were procured to help Aloysia escape. As the battle ensued, a lot of words are exchanged between the rival party and our party as they kind of struggle with the fight against each other, as they're not really enemies but not really friends. And Aloysia manages to escape through a portal. In pure monk fashion, Peter runs through the portal quickly after. As it closes behind them, Peter realizes they're in a strange, faraway land. The portal has them actually teleported all the way across the continent of Wildemont to a different continent called Marquette, in the city of Ancarel, where Aloysia and Peter start in a chase throughout the city. We flash back to our party members who diffuse the situation with the rivals after a few attacks and end up talking to them about their motivations, why they were doing this, and have a few heartfelt messages back and forth. They reach over to look where the portal was to find 2 tablets that had been dropped by Aloysia. As we pan back over to Peter and Aloysia, we see them chasing through. That was a challenge that Peter rolled very well for and was able to slowly catch up. And the last battle, or the last challenge, I should say, Aloysia turns around and offers kind of a truce, awaiting them. So as Peter catches up to Aloysia, the party back in Betrayer's Rise snaps the tablets in half and also opens up their own portal to Ankarel. Stepping through, they do manage to see Peter jumping through the roofs and start to pursuit afterwards to catch up. After a short little bit, they catch up to Peter, who has had a conversation with Aloysia talking about who they were, why they were doing something, and why they took the amulet and what was it for. Learning a little bit more about Ankarel and the ruidium that is being found nearby. Aloysia takes them to the Golden Chip to have, in the Suncut Bazaar, to have a conversation about what's going on. As they walk away, they do notice the rival party, and they notice that Irvin may be of Luxon as well. And the day has a quick moment of pause as they realize that they are far enough away from the beacon's light that they will not be reborn, and if they die, this is it forever. So with that, they go to the Golden Chip to talk to Aloysia, understand their motives, and understand why they were doing what they were doing. And it came down to the Order of the Vermilion Dream, who basically was trying to find different artifacts to understand ruidium and about the past. They're driven by finding information. And so they go and they have a good drink, and Aloysia leaves the party, ordering them a bunch of drinks, and that is where we end episode 8. If you do want to see us live, over here, we are live almost every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on YouTube. Please come check us out. It has been an amazing time, and the story is only getting so much better. Until then.